Governor Gavin Newsom uses a veto threat to try to pretend like he's a moderate. Don't buy it. And there's a violent altercation on a transit bus in San Diego. We got that and more coming up on Reform California. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and here are the top stories we're tracking today. First and foremost, Governor Gavin Newsom trying to use a veto threat to pretend like he's a moderate, and please don't fall for this trick. He does this all the time. Newsom is far left. He has signed bill after bill on the most extreme topics, particularly when it comes to transgender issues, taking parents' rights away. This guy is absolutely a far left progressive. But every once in a while, he'll take one crazy idea and grandstand on a veto threat, or he'll actually veto the bill if it passes. And in doing so, he tries to pretend like he's a moderate, distract from all these other really far left bills that he has signed into law. The latest example of that comes with his announcement just late last night. Here's the headline. Governor Gavin Newsom announces refusal to sign bill to ban tackle football for under 12-year-aged youth. It's Assembly Bill 734. And this bill has been proposed by Democrat wingnut Assemblymember Kevin McCarty out of Sacramento. It prohibits youth sports organizations from having flag football or tackle football programs for anyone younger than 12 years of age. This is bizarre because we're not seeing a national wave of injuries from flag football. And it's actually coming at a time when flag football has spiked in popularity, even among girls. So into that environment where kids are obviously enjoying tackle football and flag football, we now have this liberal concept of do-gooderism, the nanny state. We know how to live your life better than you. Now, mind you, people might say, but Carl, kids could get hurt. I'm not willing to live my life, and Americans should not have to be forced to live their lives in a complete bubble. Think about the bubble boy, the bubble children. They don't get any fun. All the other kids are outside playing, enjoying life. And of course, they don't get to have that same enjoyment. Why? Because someone decided for them that it's too risky to be out there. And as you know, in the bubble boy story, the mom made it up. She had her own illness, her own perversion. And the kid, could easily survive outside the bubble. Anyway, I don't want to get into those Hollywood tales, but it's very similar to that, where government decides for us how to live our lives. And I've said this time and time again, and it's just so true because there's a pattern here. Liberals sap the joy out of life. Anything that we like, they end up saying is bad for us and they need to ban. Even air conditioning under the Green New Deal. So this is part of a perversion on their side. Just like that mom with Bubble Boy, the liberals are completely bat blank crazy when it comes to exaggerating the risk and taking away the reward, the enjoyment that these kids have for flag football. Anyway, so nationally, this bill got picked up. We actually talked about it on this podcast a couple months ago. And we panned it, we mocked it as it was so deserving of mockery. But Newsom is trying to get ahead of this now that the national media has picked it up, and so he comes out saying, "Oh yeah, I'm for freedom. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna veto this." Again, it is just a diversionary tactic. Don't fall for it. Don't think that he's turned over a new leaf and that somehow he's a moderate. He's not. He's just trying to prepare a potential run for U.S. president. Again, that's my prediction for 2024. But there you have it. Now, mind you, the hypocrisy here. Democrats say that they want to protect children from risk of injury and harm from flag football. That's bad. But these are the same Democrats, including Gavin Newsom, that pass laws and sign into law bills allowing children who are not of legal age to make life-altering decisions for gender bender therapies and sex change operations without parental consent. And the Democrats' warped, twisted mindset of protecting children from risks, encouraging them to have irreversible surgeries and gender therapies is A-okay. No problem there. Don't need mom or dad's permission for that. But by golly, you let your kid have flag football, we're locking you up. That's too much of a risk. That child was put into the danger zone. Just as, again, the insanity of California Democrats and the rank hypocrisy. So no, I don't believe that Gavin Newsom is for the best interest of our children. He would have signed all those trans bills. This is just a reminder that the American people don't know how bad Gavin Newsom is. And if he does run for president, we need to be ready to expose his terrible record of failures and corruption. Please go to the website, exposegavinnewsom.com. That's exposegavinnewsom.com. We have a whole laundry list of his failures up there. We have a campaign of investigators working to put together a dirt file on this guy. And so that when he does run for president, we are ready to document and slam him on every single failure, every single bit of corruption. Go on that website, chip in a contribution, share the stories on there at exposegavinnewsom.com. And let's not let him get away with this masquerade that somehow he's a moderate because he vetoes a couple bills here and there. I want to call out the failure of the Biden administration, and it's related to this Immigration Customs Enforcement Agency detention facility, which is here in California. It holds 2,000 illegal immigrants. It can hold 2,000 illegal immigrants, but right now it is completely empty. And it's in Adelanto, California. That's a tongue twister. And the reason why this facility is empty is because of the COVID pandemic. I'm not making this shit up. Literally, the government says COVID is happening. And so that's why we can't use this facility to detain violent criminals who are awaiting ICE deportation. So back during COVID-19 in September 2020, a bunch of far left-wing open border activists sued saying, oh, we can't put the illegal immigrants behind bars or in this facility. They went to a judge and the judge said, yeah, COVID-19, scary, boo. So let me issue an injunction against ICE using the facility because of the COVID-19 risk. Now, that was September 2020. Now, 3.5 years later, the facility is sitting empty, still because of the concern about COVID-19. Are these people insane? Of course, they're not just insane. They're fundamentally dishonest. They are lying. They're using COVID-19. Again, they're milking all they can from the COVID disaster, the COVID-19 overreach. And so I really urge you to check this out because this facility, I mean, and there's a picture here of the facility. Actually, that's in 2013. That's why there's actually someone being escorted by a guard. But the facility is pretty modern. 2,000 people that it can take. And yet, what do we hear from Biden's administration? That somehow we don't have capacity to detain criminals. And so they're releasing them onto the street. And of course, that's exactly what California wants. So I want us to keep an eye on this story and continue to put pressure on the Biden administration through Congress to get this thing open. If the Republicans in Congress did their job, we wouldn't have to worry about this facility. They would just simply say, hey, as part of the budget, we're mandating that this facility be opened. The final story I want to bring to you is this viral video that's going around. I want to give a shout out to Amy Reichert, freedom fighter in San Diego. There's a bright future for her. She's someone who's run for office and in tough areas, by the way. And I want to see her run again. But she shared this video earlier today of an altercation on a San Diego transit. It looks like it's a trolley. This is a trolley. Now, it shows a guy getting pepper sprayed by a transit security guard. And, the transit advocates are out there saying transit is safe, it's fun, it's accessible, it's convenient. All that is a lie, by the way. It's not safe. It's certainly not fun. It's not accessible, and it's certainly not convenient. You can't get anywhere on time with it. That's why nobody wants to use transit. It's only, less than 2% of the population even considers using transit even once a week. But we're pouring more and more money into this black hole of government failure. But I want to share this with you because this is, again, one of the reasons why you shouldn't want transit. And imagine your worst commute and imagine having to deal with this situation.
No, don't tell me like that. Don't tell me like that. Don't tell me like that. Back up. I say back up. Now you need it done.
Hey, yo, chill, bro. Chill.
Chill out. Who you yelling at? Chill out. Back up. Back up. No, don't touch me. Now.
Chill, bro. Chill.
I ain't gonna worry. I say what? What you broke? I say back up. I say back up. I say back up.
The dog barking in the background is kind of hilarious. I mean, because the whole thing is just a food fight.
Oh shit!
Oh. People getting pushed around, getting violent.
You got pepper spray.
Oh, pepper spraying now. Oh, he's coming back. Oh. Another round of pepper spray that the guy just got, and I don't know who that lady is that got in the middle of it. Oh, more pepper spray. Oh, look at that. The guy's walking around. This is that security guard. That security guard was following him. So there's all sorts of problems here. Now, mind you, we don't see any hooting and hollering over this video from far left-wing activists. For a variety of reasons, probably. They don't want to expose the insanity that goes on in our transit system, the lack of safety, but also perhaps maybe the racial division is not a hot enough topic in this altercation. Not the right protected classes represented. Again, I play this because this is bad behavior, I think, on both parts. But it just shows just how insane these Democrats are who keep trying to prop up the transit system because it's not clean, it's not safe, it's not convenient, it's not accessible. And yet you and I are subsidizing. Now it's up to 86% of every transit rider's fare. And I guarantee you with government math, that 86% is much, much higher. So in California, we are fighting against the Green New Deal that would force us out of our cars into situations like this. You can't trust government to provide your transportation. And so definitely share that. We've got a lot in this election coming up, and I really urge you in closing to check out our website, reformcalifornia.org. Chip in a contribution. Help us fight the good fight in California. We've got a voter guide that's coming out for the March primary. And I need your help to print enough copies of the voter guide and mail it and deliver it door to door through our Canvas program. The voter guide is online at reformcalifornia.org. Just click under voter guide, and there is a statewide voter guide as well as all the regional county voter guides as well. Share those voter guides in your region with your friends, family, and neighbors. But please do put in a contribution to the fight. We are entirely funded by the grassroots. And of course, subscribe to this video channel and click that notification button so you can continue to stay up to speed on California news and politics. Every day we post a new episode of this show, 5 o'clock Pacific time every day, so that we keep you informed on the top 3 or 4 stories that you probably won't hear about from the liberal news media. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification button so you can stay up to date on all the developments in California news and politics. Also, please visit the website, reformcalifornia.org, for ongoing news coverage and to join one of our campaigns in the fight to take back our state. If you can, please sign up as a volunteer or chip in a contribution. This episode of Reform California with Carl DeMaio, paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly 2024.